Hey guys, I hope you're doing well today. I'm super excited to bring you this video because this is going to be my Pan That Palette 2020 intro. And I know a lot of you guys were suggesting palettes for me to pan, and I've had this one picked for a while, and I'm really excited to start panning it. I do have a lot of progress on this one already, so I don't think it'll last that long in my Pan That Palette 2020. Honestly, I'm guessing like maybe 6 to 8 months depending on my goals for the palette and if they change or not. So if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're wondering what palette I picked to pan for Pan That Palette 2020, and I'm choosing my ABH Sultry eyeshadow palette. Let me know if you guys guessed this palette for the palette that I wanted to pan for this year. I know I had some other options like my ABH Cosmetics Zodiac palette and my Profusion Metallics palette. A lot of you guys wanted me to pan those, but my Sultry palette, there is a ton of progress on it already, and Anastasia shadows, they're not my favorite. I do like this palette a lot, but there are a lot of redundant shades in here, so I feel like this was the best palette for me to pan because it's all neutral. I can pair it with my other more colorful eyeshadow palettes, and I think it'll just be a good palette to use with all of my palettes. So here's what my palette currently looks like, and this will be the start for Pan That Palette 2020. I've already used up 4 shades in here, and I've hit pan on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional shades in here. So I hit pan on the shade Steampunk right here, Teak, Birch, Cyborg, and Cinder right here. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I feel like the bronzy shimmers in here are very similar. They don't always look the same on the eye, but I feel like once I apply, especially these 2 shades, Steampunk and Teak, they look pretty similar on the eyes to me. Cinder's a little bit more cool toned, and then this shade in Ember right here is a little bit more deeper. And those are very similar. I don't necessarily think they all needed to be in this palette, but they are, so I'm gonna work on panning them. And I do have some specific goals for certain shades in this palette. I am not going to be focusing much on Slate at all. I've tried using this shade and I don't feel like it blends very nicely on my eyes personally, and I don't think it looks that great on me. It is a matte gray shade. I'll give you a swatch of it. I don't feel like swatching all the colors in here. This is an older palette, so I'm sure you guys have seen it before. So this slate color is kind of like it's a dark gray, but it's kind of like a taupey gray with some purple in it, and I just don't think it looks that great on me. I did a look with the shades Cyborg and Slate a couple weeks ago, and I just didn't like the way it looked. So for that specific shade in Slate, I'm not going to focus on. And then another shade I'm not going to try to fully pan is the shade Noir right here. I do want to hit pan on it though, but I don't want to fully use it up because I don't use blacks very often. I have been using a black to set my eyeliner, like my liquid liner lately, because the liquid liner that I have, it's from Essence. It's not that black, especially if I put it over a glitter. So the black shade in Noir has been nice for me to get a more black line on my eyes. So the only shades I'm not going to use up are Slate and Noir is just what I'm going to hit pan on, but I'm going to work on finishing up the rest of this palette. So now that I mentioned my goals for the entire palette and also showed you the palette that I'm panning, I want to set some goals for the next month. I want to try to hit side pan on both Steampunk and Teak right here. And then I would also like to hit pan on the shade Dystopian because I already have a pretty good dip in here. And I did go ahead and swatch them out for you. So Dystopian is this really dark matte right here. Teak is this bronzy color, and then Steampunk is this bronzy gold shade. So that is my intro for Pan That Palette 2020. Let me know if you guys guessed the palette that I was going to pan, or if you thought I was going to pan something else. I just think it'd be fun for me to know. And I will be updating between the 10th and the 20th of each month. It really just depends on my videos planned out for that month, and also my availability to film, because most of the time I only film on weekends, but like shorter videos like these I can film during the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I also have a horse channel if you want to check it out. It is called C&K Equestrian. I'll have it linked down below. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Talk to you later. Bye.